Obviously, they have only conceded 1 goal in all that time. That came against Newcastle. You're looking at 4 clean sheets in a row. They seem unstoppable at the moment, Nedum. Are you worried about them?
Unstoppable feels a bit of a reach. I think they are in very, very good form, and we can see the strength of the squad that they have at this moment in time. And it's good for them because in some ways they can have that sort of set piece threat, but they also have some flair and quality as well. So they're finding different ways to win games of football. But I think we've seen this from them, from City, from Liverpool, from whoever, where like a really good run of form at the start of the season doesn't necessarily dictate what's going to happen in that middle third, what's going to happen in the final third of the season, what's going to happen when there are no more international breaks for 4 or 5 months, and maybe you've got a few more injuries. But for now, you can see the confidence is super high. They're at the top of the league and they deserve to be there. And, as I say, they're rolling over these teams at this moment in time. But as we know with football, it only takes one moment, one result, one injury, one bad moment. And then before you know it, you're just the same as everybody else.
Well, I think that's why he has beefed up the squad. Yeah. Because he had those injuries that Nedum mentioned last year and they did not have the adequate cover. I think now, well, we'll find out if they do, because you're not going to go through a season without getting some injuries to key players. I mean, we've already seen it with Martin Odegaard. Saka's had a small time out, nothing like he had last year, which was at least 4 months. With
Odegaard.
I said Odegaard with a nasty hamstring injury. But they, if we're just talking about England, are the best package at the moment. They're the best package from back to front. If you want a physical game, they can give it to you. If you want a game of football, they can give it to you. If you want to sit in, they can sit in. So at the moment, and we're only coming up to sort of mid to late October, at the moment they're the best package. Now, does that mean Liverpool won't figure it out, or Man City and Erling Haaland will keep scoring goals? That could happen. But as we sit here now, they have got the tools to play the game whichever way the opposition wants to play. And that's a good position to be in.
Where can they be got at? How can they come undone, this Arsenal team?
Injuries. I mean...
So it's so strong at the moment.
But they should have cover, Stevie, that's the point.
Aye.
They should have the cover.
I mean, it's every single thing that Craig said. They could dazzle you with skill and ability up front. They can outplay you and outmuscle you in the middle of the park, and they don't give you anything away defensively. I mean, they are the most powerful. Maybe not the best. Maybe you look at PSG and say they're the best team, or you look at a Barcelona maybe and say on their day they are fantastic. But Arsenal are by far the most powerful and physical, strong team in Europe, no question. And if they can get their flair players at a level every time they step on the field, how do you beat them? Craig said it. Every which way you look at it, they can do you. But in terms of just sheer power and strength, Arsenal are just frightening.
But I wouldn't, before anybody jumps the gun, I would never compare 2004, 5, whatever years it was, the invincible teams and the Wenger side. We're a long way from that. But for anybody that played against those teams, they had the pace of Henry, they had the power, they had Robert Pires, they had the skill. But they could fight.
You have nothing away.
They could scrap, and they were all big lads. I mean, you were in the middle of the park. You had Patrick Vieira and Emmanuel Petit, 6'2" and 6'4", could play and could tackle, could outmuscle you. So, I mean, they're not there, but they've got that sort of facet about them, haven't they? Because Moreno's big and strong. Declan Rice is big and strong. Obviously, Odegaard isn't. Zubimendi's not the most physical. But, you look at the back line, you've got 4 centre-halves at times over the, with Timber and Calafiori. No matter who it is, Lewis Skelly played yesterday, did a great job. Mm-hmm. But they're just big and physical. And at the moment, there's no excuse. That's what I said the other week. The Arsenal board have given him what he needs and what he's asked for. So it's now up to Nicol Arteta, and I think he knows this. And I think when you saw the Newcastle result, which was the last time they lost a goal, and the performance up there, he certainly got a bit rattled. when things were going against them during that game. They came back and sorted it in the end. But I think he knows how much pressure he is under, bearing in mind what the club have given him and what he said he was short of last year. Short of cover to key players, short of a number 9. He's got all of that. Gyökeres is scoring goals. He's working hard. He's a bit of a battering ram, but he's working hard. He's finding his feet. And, you know, Haaland can score goals and Liverpool can do this and that and next thing. But at the moment, Arsenal are the team to beat.
The one thing we should mention that generally doesn't get a mention is the goalkeeper. Raya right now, for me, is one of the top goalkeepers in Europe. So even if you get through all of that in front of him, you've still got to beat him.
And I think something that I want to sort of mention as well was since Nicol Arteta's been coach, there were times when the biggest critique of Arsenal was that, you know, they're technically good, but they're soft. They're really soft. You can go and get at them. You can make them uncomfortable. You can make them suffer. And then before you know it, they'll crumble. And we saw that sort of slowly disappear. I think there was a point where he was the guy that was in charge of, you know, Aubameyang and Lacazette and trying to instill this level of discipline to where he's going to be dropping his captain. And at the time, it felt like it was a touch and go issue. But now you see where the club's at, you see where the squad's at, you see what his position's like. And you see on Arsenal's side that, you know, there could be some games where they don't care, they will beat you 1-0 with a set piece. Or there could be another day where they create 7, 8, 9, 10 big chances and score all of them. You know, with the flair players they have. They've got an England international in Bereze. They've got this international here on the right-hand side in Saka. They've got quality in midfield. They can score in so many different ways. And I think as that team's evolved across the years, they have arrived in the perfect position for them. And it's not to say, you know, that they'll definitely win the league title or say that I expect them to, but they've got all the tools now. You could look at them and say, well, what's their weakness? And the answer is they don't really have many, because ultimately they can find different ways to win a game of football. They have a manager on the side who's settled, who understands the game, understands his players, understands the league in this moment. And even as Stevie said there, they've got a great goalkeeper, great back line, dynamic midfield, dynamic front line, and a desire to be successful again. And it still blows my mind that it's been 21 years since they last won a Premier League title, but it feels like it's drawing ever so close now.
Well, Simeone was magnanimous. That didn't come out right.
That's easy for you to say.
Just keep going. We've bought it.
Right.
Magnanimous.
Have another bash, tell me.
Magnanimous.
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 Simeone spoke highly of them last. He said after the game, he said,
Well, spit it out.
he said they were the best team they've played and some this year. He said.
He was very magnanimous, wasn't he?
I'm not having a bash at these big words anymore.
Yeah.